Hello everyone, we are back at Easy Chemistry. Today, while we are here at Easy Chemistry, we shall be discussing about equilibrium and redox reaction. And the discussion about equilibrium will be for both ionic and chemical equilibrium. Now, my dear friends, you would be wondering what is the difference between ionic equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. You must have heard me speaking about it, or maybe any other teachers also, that chemistry is full of reactions. But there's a difference between reaction and equation. So, my dear students, reaction is something which gives you the information that product A and product B reacted with each other to give me result C and result D. However, when we update or when we provide more information to this reaction, it turns into an equation. And the equation tells us that say NaCl plus water gives me NaOH plus H2O. Rather, NaCl plus water would give me NaOH plus HCl. So this kind of information is termed as, or this kind of information when provided in one single line is termed as the equation. This equation is necessary because it tells us how many atoms of which element have been used. And as per Darwin's theory, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So, this kind of a equation is very helpful to understand and balance the electrons on the product or the reactant side, or both if necessary. So, this is something which we have attained a chemical equilibrium because our left hand side is equals to right hand side. Now, my dear students, this very fact of balancing the number of atoms or elements on each side of the chemical reaction is dealt in a different branch of chemistry called stoichiometry. When we are trying to balance any equation, we have to be very careful when we see that on the product side there is some kind of a calculation as in two atoms of hydrogen. So reactant should have two atoms of hydrogen. So this kind of visual comparison and a visual watch is shown in stoichiometry, which deals with balancing of chemical equations. This would, I think, explain to you why do we say balancing of chemical equations and not say balancing of chemical reactions. Now, when left hand side and right hand side attain the same number of atoms, then the product and the reactants are in equilibrium. Why is that important? That is important because if there is a decrease of there is a decrease of reactants by around 2 grams, the product form should increase by 2 grams. However, there are certain kinds of reactions which have less product and they are also called limiting reagent. Why do we say they have less product? Is because any kind of a chain reaction which needs to be stopped or studied at a certain stage in the reaction should have a limiting agent in it. Limiting agent is nothing but it is any such product that will be in a lower quantity but will be reacting faster, and that would lead to its finish faster. So, children, it is very important to have the weight as well as the number of atoms on the right hand side equals to what is on the left hand side. Now, this was about elemental equilibrium or chemical equilibrium. In all these classes, from me or from your other teachers or any reference books, you would have encountered a very interesting fact which was called ionic equilibrium. So, my dear students, ionic equilibrium is achieved when the loss of the electrons or the negative charge on the product side of the reaction is equal to the gain of the electrons on the reactant side of the reaction. So this is similar to what is said in chemical equilibrium. However, the ionic equilibrium means if you lose 20 electrons from left, you have to gain 20 electrons from right. This type of equation balancing of ionic equilibrium is also dealt in stoichiometry. However, there is a difference between ionic equilibrium and chemical equilibrium, and the major difference is chemical equilibrium can be regenerated n number of times. However, ionic equilibrium cannot be achieved n number of times for the same reaction. So children, while we deal with the balancing of ionic equilibrium, that's also a part of stoichiometry. Coming back to our redox reaction now. Redox reaction is something which can be taken place both ways. That is from product to reactant and from reactant to product. Hence, the reaction which happens both ways is termed as redox reaction. So, as we were talking about the redox reaction is something which will be taking place both ways, means product to reactant and reactant to product. So, this kind of a reaction can be seen mainly in physical chemistry, which we shall be discussing when we have our next class on this topic. Till then, study well, stay safe, thank you.